Kate Walsh has appeared in more than 70 movies and TV series, but she's best known as one of America's favorite TV doctors, starring as Addison Montgomery on the hit series Grey's Anatomy, and later on her own spin-off, Private Practice.
Now Kate Walsh is opening up for the first time about a medical scare of her own, a diagnosis of a benign brain tumor back in 2015. She had the tumor removed, and now she's sharing her story for the first time on television, and she's with us this morning. Kate, thank you so much for being here this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome to our living room.
Yeah, I love it. I like the color palette.
There you go.
I'm just glad it's not a white couch.
And I love how we put you on this couch all by yourself.
Camouflage.
This is the guest couch. Let's talk about, let's start at the beginning. How did you know, or when did you first know that something was wrong?
It was in January of 2015. I was exhausted, but I had just wrapped a show, Bad Judge, and I was starring it and executive producing, so it wasn't unheard of to be totally exhausted. So I thought, oh, I just really burned myself out. I was working out really intensely, so I'll just take it easy. And then when I was working out, my Pilates instructor was like, oh, your right side is dipping. And I'm like, that doesn't feel like it's off. And then I was driving, and I would start sort of swerving into the right lane. I was exhausted. I could drink several cups of coffee, just not have any energy. And then it was sort of beyond aphasia. I couldn't find my words, wasn't finishing sentences and thoughts, and it was subtle, and then it got pretty apparent pretty quick. So I really wanted to go and just have a checkup. I went to a neurologist and pushed for an MRI, and thank God I did, and was diagnosed.
Why did you have to push?
Well, it's just the MRIs. I mean, it's not something that they do all the time, and I think and I'm not a person that was, I don't know, but I had to advocate a little bit for it. They don't hand them out all the time, I think, because it's magnetic radiation. But it was yeah, I found out immediately that I had a very sizable tumor, which they hoped would be benign, but we didn't find out until we were in surgery and had it all removed that it was in fact benign. It was big. It was like a small lemon. It was all over 5 centimeters. Yeah, in my front left lobe. So I was very lucky that it was benign, and they got it all out, and yeah.
When you hear something like that, when the doctor told you the diagnosis, what went through your mind?
I left my body. I mean, the words brain tumor were just never in it just wasn't even in my consciousness. I just wanted to make sure everything was okay. And I guess in some way I was relieved that it wasn't just, oh, I was just exhausted and sort of, I don't know. So I was relieved. And then everything happened so quickly, because 3 days later I was in surgery, and they put me on.
3 days later.
Yeah, yeah.
How did this experience change you?
It wasn't, I mean, it changes me, I think, in all the cliche ways. Before I went in, I had no idea what was going to happen. I had my mom gave me her rosary beads, and I had my friends that gave me a stuffed animal. I was like, okay, if this is it, I've had a great run. But all of the things, I'm like, if I come out of this all right, I want to spend more time with my family and friends. I want to work on projects that I just love, with people that I love. I want to travel, be of service, do just all the kind of things that you hear, but it's, for real. So.
And why did you want to bring attention to this now?
I knew I wanted to talk about it at some point. I really wanted to focus on the recovery back in 2015, and I did, and it was pretty swift and amazing. But I knew when I wanted to talk about it that I wanted it to be of service in a way, so it was a great opportunity to partner with Cigna. It was a perfect opportunity to really emphasize the importance of advocating for your own health, particularly women. This is a tumor that is twice as common in women as men. And Cigna's, it's such a great campaign, getting people to get their annual checkups. People in our culture, I think, sometimes are afraid of medicine. They wait until they're really sick. But the idea of preventive medicine as opposed to being reactive, just the way we go to the gym.
You're a paid spokesperson for Cigna, and part of that campaign, that I love it, the TV doc.
Yeah, I know,
with Neil Patrick Harris, Patrick Dempsey, Donald Faison.
It was so fun.
Tell us about that.
We had such a blast. I mean, it was so fun for me to be reunited with Patrick. And Donald I know, and Neil I know socially, so we just had a blast. It was like going, and it was like a wormhole, all of us in our white coats again. We're like, wait, are we back? Yeah, the poses.
It's a great commercial.
I love the campaign. I love the humor. I love that it's self-effacing, but I love also the message, and they're trying to get 100,000 people a year to get their annual checkups, which most people don't know it's covered by insurance. You just got to go.
And it's important for women, too, I think, in particular, who take care of everybody else.
That's
to take care of
women who are watching right now.
You could be saving lives.
Exactly.